Post Malone, I think the actual numbers were 130.
Yeah, like 130. I want to say maybe 132 or something, but same difference.
Flop, bro. So like, all right. So you be honest though. So after listening to the album, like, what are your like? Because obviously, when we made these comments about how much we think it's gonna sell, we were impressed but not overly moved by the single with him and Roddy Ricch, right?
Yeah.
But we also got Post Malone. The album should be good.
Yeah.
After listening to this, still, like, what is your actual reaction? Because I'm very intrigued for this.
When I listened to it, I just felt like I was listening to someone who at this point is just making music for fun and wasn't really trying to do too much with it. None of it really moved me too much. It was very acoustic feeling. And that's personally not my taste. Like, this kind of Post Malone isn't my taste, but it was very clear to me that there weren't very many hits on it. Like the Doja Cat one, I think, could potentially be a hit, but even that didn't scream like, oh my God, like radio smash chart, top charts of the charts for like 10 weeks straight type shit. And I don't know, I was disappointed, but then again, it didn't seem like he really put too much effort in making this body of work be like his comeback or something, because there was no marketing. None of the songs on there seemed like something that, could really do damage on the charts. So I feel like he was just kind of just giving us a project. It didn't feel like anything other than that.
So I did what you usually do. I was in the comments trying to understand like other people's opinions on it. And I saw that one take was that people think he's trying to get off his label and he has like a number of albums he needs to put out. And this is like one of them to help speed that process up. Would that make sense to you?
That would make sense to me if that is true. Granted, I don't think it was so abysmal and trashy that it was like, oh my God, how do you even feel comfortable putting
close,
this out?
Bro. I'm not gonna...
To me, it was just boring. It was like,
yeah, no, you're right. I take that back. To me, I'll get to my take. Yeah, I agree with you. It was just boring. It was just boring. Yeah. You know what's wild though? Like, it's actually because the song's towards the end. I forgot about the Weeknd song. So when I got to that, I was like, "Oh, this is all right." I was like, "Oh, bro, I heard this 4 months ago."
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck?
Was it that? It was the one like kind of 80s sounding inspired.
Yeah. So that was I actually enjoyed that one. I don't know if it's a banger or a hit. I don't know how it did in the charts when it came out, but that was an enjoyable song. But yeah, bro, like I listened to that shit and I was just like, bro, what is this, man? Like, I was bored. Like, I was like, when does this get good? And then it got good at the end with a song that's been out for fucking 4 months. Like, that's abysmal. Like, and then I don't know if it's because he wants to get off his label, but bro, like, plenty of people are in shitty deals and want to get off their label. Bro, at the end of the day, you still have, I want to say a commitment to your fans. Like, I'm not going to put out bad music for you, right? Because you're still telling people to go out and support this. And clearly a lot of them didn't because the numbers were bad for his standard. Again, good for most people, bad for him. Yeah. But like, this wasn't enjoyable, bro. Like, I would never, and dude, we've been to a ton of Post Malone shows together and separately. I would never pay to go watch this album live. No. Like, there is no fucking way. And when Beer Bogs and Bentley dropped, when Hollywood Bleeding dropped, I was like, fam, we got to figure out a way to go watch this fucking guy live. I don't care. We already saw him Rolling Loud. That doesn't count. You know what I mean? Like, but bro, I wouldn't, there's no amount of money. Fam, Live Nation could send me an email that I won 2 free tickets and I would still figure out a way, like, I would delete the email, bro, because there's no fucking way I am going to go and sit through fucking 40 minutes of this shit. Bro, bad, bro. Bad.
Yeah, I walked away from it feeling disappointed. I was hoping I was going to be on the plane, just bumping it back to back.
Vibe it out.
There was only one song on there, and I'll save it for later because it might be my hit of the week. Okay. But out of the whole body of work, and even the deluxe, which came out, which didn't do shit. It was just like
I didn't even know, bro.
An extra throwaway, a deluxe and a surplus of throwaways. But let's say it isn't this label thing. Do you think it's just the nature of artists who reach heights and they just like lose that motivation to like make good shit?
So let me answer that first. So I would say he also has, because I think John Mayer, I don't think John Mayer was throwing shade at him, but John Mayer was on Hot Ones like 2-3 years ago and said like, hey, there's like a thing you can do with certain vocals and instrumentation that is a guaranteed hit, right? Like, and he
like certain chords and stuff.
Yeah, he referred to Post Malone and like didn't like throw shade, but was like, bro, like we know what's happening here. Like, you know what I mean? And I think after time, like your fan base is gonna get tired of it. No matter if it's been proven to be a hit for you for 5-6 years, which has really been like since 2016, Post Malone has been the man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro, I think people get tired of it because I feel like there was a lot of similar attempts that just didn't hit on this body of work, right? Like I think if we would have got this maybe in between Beer Bongs at Bentley and Hollywood Bleeding, we may have a different approach to it, right? But like he gave us 3 albums that it was like, wow, it's fucking nonstop. And then to give us something that seems like a similar attempt to that, but just not exactly it and like a lazier version, just makes me think like, I think he may have to completely reinvent himself, which is fine because he's 26 years old or whatever the fuck he is. Like he can figure it out. Yeah. But I just feel it was more like him. Like, I think we're tired of what he's currently giving us. Like, dude, I can only hear you kind of yodeling, hip hopping for so much. Bro.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, bro, we're like literally, I think like on track 4, I was like, bro, we're still kind of doing the like, you slightly changed the beat. These songs all sound the fucking same.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that like, it just felt like, it was like, man, I just think we're kind of past this sound. Like, which happens, bro. Like, we're not doing like disco music anymore. Like that's sounds move on. Yeah. I just think that yodeling hip hop shit, if he's going to stay with that, has to be recreated in some kind of way to still keep us in tune with it.
Yeah, that's a good point. Cause I was even thinking about that song he released end of last year or something, Motley Crue.
Dude, that shit did nothing.
It didn't do anything. And I actually liked the song, like
for
what it was.
It was fine, but yeah.
But yeah, I wasn't like eager to replay it. Like, damn, this is, something that deserves just getting bumped 24/7. And to me, it was kind of like cooped up. It was dope, but like, are you really going to go out of your way to listen to it again?
Right.
Probably not. And I think it was all kind of cookie cutter Post Malone, which is still,
right, because he knows the formula.
Yeah, bro. He knows the
formula.
But yeah, outside of that, I just don't think we're getting anything that's too new. And it's weird saying that because I feel like the biggest criticisms of artists are either they experimented too much or they're doing the same exact shit. And it's like, all right, well, what do you want me to do?
What do you want from me? That's fair. And again, that's why there's no science to this, which is why you have to respect the Kanyes, the Jay-Z's, the Drakes for keeping people engaged for so fucking long. Because, dude, there's a reason. Probably 50 Cent, dude. Like 50 Cent had a similar 5-year domination run. And then after a while, like, bro, like people get tired of you. Like that really is, like we've been spoiled in our lifetime, bro, that we have like 3 or 4 artists that just seem to be loved and appreciated for their entire 10, 12-year run with the Kendricks and J. Cole's. But like, dude, that's not normal, right? Yeah. The majority of people are a 50 Cent if they're like successful. Like they're going to have a nice little 4-year, 5-year run, hopefully get super fucking rich and then go do something else. Like we just kind of, I think, assume that everyone's going to constantly be it. And it's just, that's really not what it is, bro. So
yeah.
Again, Post Malone's still super young. I'm sure he can reinvent himself, but this just wasn't good, bro. Like it wasn't. Yeah. And I think I don't want to put it on, I think it's just him. I think we're kind of over what he's trying to give us.
Yeah. And I've heard a couple people say, like, based on his track with The Weeknd and maybe some others, that he might end up going that route, trying to experiment with like the whole 80s thing, or maybe
80s almost like
rock.
House music, but like yeah.
I could see him doing some like spin-off album that's just like purely 80s influenced, or
dude, or like him, like I don't know, like I don't know. I thought of like because you know how like Diplo and certain like house CDs always have like an R&B singer on it, and it just sounds dope.
Yeah.
I can see him being that guy. Like so. Yeah, and again, which will be fine, bro. Like again, he's made so much money, and my thing, like, we're gonna get to Jack Harlow again for like the 13th episode in a row, but like he already Post already proved himself. Like, bro, he gave us 3 classic albums. Okay, sorry. He gave us 2 classic albums and a very good third one. Yeah. Like, that is, dude, people don't do that, you know? Like, so, whereas with Jack, we're waiting for, all right, dude, like, we think the potential's there. Where is it? So, like, it's a different comparison, different, you know, it's like, bro, like, cool, man. If you don't have it anymore, that's okay, bro. Like,
like
you gave us enough. Like, we have plenty of content to listen to, even if you decide to never do music again, which again, he won't, and I hope he doesn't, because he's super talented and he'll figure it out. But yeah, it's a different comparison for me.
Yep. Yeah, 100% agree. And it's kind of, I don't know, it's just sad because there's only a handful of artists that I care about in terms of anticipate what they're doing with music and their new albums. But when they disappoint, it just leaves me kind of hopeless. Like, all right, who's going to fill that void? Because there aren't that many artists that can produce like a good body of work. Like, yeah, sure, I can find like independent artists that have one banger, but like I might not give a fuck about seeing them live or like looking at their album. Whereas we only have so many artists that we actually care about, and when they get to that point when they've kind of already peaked, it just leaves me kind of in the dark as far as, you know, all right, who should I pay attention to now?
Dude, phenomenal point. Honestly, I didn't have it on the rundown, but we should add that. Like, yo, how do you feel like going into literally the second half of the year? Because I'm just like, bro, what do we have to look forward to? You know, like, I like generally, because yo, I'm at the gym. So on the rundown, just so you guys know, give you like more background. Like, I put like Baby Keem and like The Greater Side, you know, next, like, bro, because I'm literally bumping Baby Keem nonstop right now, like nonstop. And I'm just like, bro, this album came out last year. Like, and again, I listened to Kendrick again this morning. I'm still spitting that, but just like Baby Keem's album after watching him live is just like, it's just like, I'm like taken back to that moment. So like, I'm just hooked on it. But like, bro, like, fuck, dude, like, what is there to look forward to right now? Like, have you had those thoughts? Because, fam, like, I look at like potential albums coming down the road. I'm just like, all right, cool, let's see. But like, nothing like I'm like, yo, this is gonna take the summer over. Like, dude, nothing.
Yeah, no, I don't really think there is much. Like, we've gotten basically,
we got the
Drake,
Kendrick one, we
Kanye,
got a J. Cole fucking mixtape,
Future. I think literally the only thing that's missing at this point is like Astroworld. I mean, sorry, not Astroworld. Utopia.
Yeah.
So
which that I already have minimal expectations for after everything.
Point. Yeah.
So, damn, bro, that sucks, bro. To be honest, like.
Yeah, it's sad.
Oh man. All right, bro. I mean, I just wanted to ask you because I had that same. Like, I was at the gym. I'm like, yo, you're really gonna put this album on again? Like, fam, I know every lyric to that fucking album. But yeah, it is what it is, bro. But I think it's probably gonna give us even just like to give people more of a. I feel like that's gonna give us, you and I, more motivation to like find new artists to bring on the pod. You know what I mean? Like, just to figure out, like, yo, what is out there right now? Because dude, with Gunna locked up, Young Thug locked, like, we're not getting a Thugger album, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, all this shit is just like, whoa, this is kind of weird. Like, I don't think we're getting a Drake album until maybe the end of next year, if he even wants to drop anymore. You know what I mean? Like, the way they're moving right now doesn't feel like they're even trying to give us new music.
Yeah, like it's like not, music, it doesn't seem like a priority for a lot of these guys right now. Understandably, shit, if I had like 800 million in the bank, I'd probably be dancing around at the Kentucky Derby and shit too. But
yeah, and it's like, we're not getting a J album, right? That'd be a surprise. Like, Nas already gave us 3 classics within a summer and a half, so probably not.
Yeah.
So, bro, like, fuck, you know what I mean? Like, it really is going to be like a new artist that we haven't even been talking about that much that may just like take over the rest of the year.
Yeah, because it's really dry.
Even like, it's weird. You know what's funny is like, even like Little Baby, like, he's been dropping singles here and there, but like, nothing that's like earth shattering. Like, yo, did you hear that fucking bar? Like, it's just like,
yeah. I wonder if he's. I mean, there's rumors that like his clique might be the next to be investigated by the feds or taken down by the feds.
Quality Control, QC?
No, I think it's his like 4PF or whatever they're called. Yeah. That's another thing. Like, all these rappers are getting taken out. Like, not even just them, and many of them we don't even listen to. But that's the other thing that makes everything kind of just seem a little empty. It's like drill is basically becoming like the number one reason why these rappers are getting arrested in the first place is their lyrics are incriminating them and shit. And then people are dying. Like there's so many rapper deaths. I'm like,
bro, it's like,
where is this really headed?
This episode, like that's in the last like 4 days, bro. Like, fuck.
Yeah, it's wild.
Yeah. Yeah. And it kind of feels almost like hopeless as a fan, right? Like, just like, yo, the fuck we like, yeah. Like I do, but we said that shit. We said, I mean, to a certain extent, we literally been here like last year and was like, yo, is anyone going to drop shit? We got like 4 really good albums. So I'm hoping like there's something dropping in like end of July, August that we have no, you know, it's not even our realm that's going to like just take over. So, which is doable, bro. Like I can see Offset dropping a fire, like maybe 21 Savage, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, that's true.
So it's possible, but fuck, bro. Like, yeah, like I want to be at the gym, like bumping some new shit, dog. Like I was working out with my boy today and he like gave me a playlist. I was like, bro, thank you. Something different, bro. Like, it's like, if I hear Family Ties one more time, bro, like it's great, but I'm like, yo, there has to be something else out here. So that's funny, man. All right, cool. It's but yeah, shout out to Post Malone. Yeah, it's all good, man. People can put up L's. It's not a big deal.